Hello and welcome to Penumbra story quest. Another guy doll indeed. His name and the looks are giving very edgy vibes, but then I saw the currency, event currency here, Helios chocolatery, which promised to be a more funny event. I think maybe it's like funny story, I don't know, but this is like reference to the chapter 3 where we will meet Choco in Helios who was selling chocolate. And we start with part 1, Searching the Night. A heart beats in the darkness, and inscribed upon it is sincerity. Oasis operating room. Is the professor in? I have got good news. The operation was successful and you... what? And this is how we meet. We start with Bonnie. Bonnie skips and bounds into the operating room. Her enthusiastic words stifled by a pair of red eyes in the corner. A dark silhouette emerged from the shadows, their blade gleaming with a frigid light. Oh, hi. Where is the professor? Name and occupation. I'm Bonnie. Save me, Professor! What's the matter? I rise from my office desk in a hurry. At the sign of Bonnie covering by the door and Penumbra looking in the corner, it all becomes clear to me. Oh, it's alright, Bonnie. Penumbra here is my bodyguard. Yeah, let's go with that. He won't hurt you. Did we ever receive Penumbra somewhere? Or is it just like all of a sudden? By the way, she's so cute. High-power weapon detected in your possession. Please immediately didn't change it. Otherwise, I must classify you as a threat to the professor and proceed with necessary measures. Necessary measures as in? Penumbra. Bonnie is a friend of everyone here at the Oasis. She won't. Country case Count Hoyna was deceived by a doll disguised as a young girl and died when a rifle disguised as an umbrella was fired at him. Okay. We have a overprotective doll here. I never wanted to treat the professor. Then charge your weapon immediately, or... Scary, Professor, place is scary. Bonnie scuttles out of the operating room, her drill in her arms. Watching as her figure departs into the distance, I signed, taking out my terminal. Looks like I have to ask Angela to consult Bonnie again. The third one in this month. If this continues, the operating room will turn into some sort of urban legend, even scarier than haunted houses. The mighty are often alone. You are of sufficient power and mentally robust to match. I trust that you are able to enjoy this exclusive sort of loneliness, Professor. Then I would rather give up that strength and get along with everyone at the Oasis. Professor, do you not wish for me to protect you? Penumbra lowers his head, and his curled hair almost appear to drop downwards. That's not what I mean. It's just that the Oasis is pretty safe now. Are you sure about this? And I have no need for such righteous protection right now. If you stay with me the entire day, all you will get to see is me doing dull, repetitive work. You toiled towards returning the dolls in Project Neural Cloud to reality, That is not dual work. Even if you say so, in my vicinity 24/7, I won't pay you for any overtime. You can even charge me for what I do, Professor. Protecting you and removing possible threat is my job. Penumbra, your job isn't all there in its life. Don't focus on me constantly. Go look at the sunset, listen to some music you like. Doesn't that sound better? Let your stifled emotions out with the music. Feel the free spirit of nature. Instead of guarding me, I would rather have you find your own happiness and reason to exist. Reason to exist? Safe. For removing threats. I have no other reason to exist. His voice lowers. You fished me out of the dregs. You should know that Penumbra is a simpleton who knows nothing other than assassination techniques and will inevitably fail at everything else. The only task I can perform well is protecting you from whatever may harm you. Other than that, there is nothing I can do to repay you. Bringing back the memories of Project Neural Cloud is nothing short of my duty. This is where you belong. For you to be happy is the greatest repayment I could ever ask for. Professor. How about that alternative work then? Pays better. Professor, you sound like the telecommunication scammers of the early 21st century. Oh, Persicalia. Persicalia, what are you here for? Some days ago at the concert, that magnesium lamp fell on your arm. As Penumbra averts his head in shame, Persicalia refrains from continuing her recount. Only want me to tell you that the imagining indicates your original fractures has already completely healed. That's what it was. She ran out crying and I forgot to ask what business she had. Entirely. I imagine Penumbra scared her. First meeting and all. So about the job searching for him, I asked of you a few days ago. I'm not optimistic. We made him help Centauri with odd jobs. Penumbra, yes. How much do you know about food preparations? I rarely touched kitchen tools. I should be capable of basic tasks, though. I see. Defrost the pizza based for me? Nothing complicated, just put it in the microwave and set the timer. Uh-oh. Centaurus hands the bases over to Penumbra, leaving to purchase other ingredients. Penumbra follows instructions, lighting them on a metal plate and inserting it into the microwave. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Could it be the timer? Let's go for an hour first. There we go. That should do it. Centaurus here? Not back yet. Let's see if there's anything else I can help with. A few moments later, boom! A great explosion comes from the kitchen, thick smoke pouring from the window. What happened? Returning from her shopping, Centaurus gapes in disbelief at what lies in front of her as she drops the baguettes in her hand. Penumbra's honored instincts as an assassin directs him to leave the scene at the first hint of danger. He appears behind Centaurus, ready to explain how things came to be. My most sincere apologies. Metal objects are not meant to be placed in the microwave, and the selected heating timer was not adequate, resulting in an explosion. You may deduce the necessary repairs fees from my pay. Please, keep your distance from that area. An explosion may be imminent. The fault lies with me as well. I never considered that you had never used a microwave before. Oh my god, another explosion. As he finished a series of explosions, emerges from the already rolling kitchen. As Penumbra said, this disaster is continuing to unfold. Restoration of the kitchen expended approximately 100,000 digit coins. Well, it can be avoided. First time in the kitchen. Considering the danger associated with the kitchen, we arranged for Penumbra to work as security at the concert of Nanakas in Burbank. Okay, we are in Burbank, the entertaining sector. Nanaka! I love you, Nanaka! Miss Nanaka, please accept my love! Before the fans was finishing speaking, the flowers they tossed towards the stage meets an invisible barrier. A cold flash passes, and those flowers were cleaved in twains, scattering across the stage. Huh? What the hell? Looks like something blocked the flowers. Is it the NT field they speak of? Relax, so long as I'm here, no harmful danger shall touch my mark. It's so funny. Mr. Penumbra, you can relax a little. The fans toss flowers into the stage as a display of support. I think not. Projectiles hidden in a bouquets, iced needles in a doll's hair, handheld fireworks filled with diethyl ether, so on and so forth. To avert this danger, precise protection is necessary. At this moment, a fan rushes onto the stage, passing a basket of flowers to Nanaka at the last moments. Miss Nanaka, you were spectacular today. A performance worthy of the description of perfect. Something is off. Those flowers came from the bottom of my heart. I hope you... Huh? The yellow bouquet is summoned into the air. The roses spawning across the floor in all their enviable beauty. Clanger. Spherical lump of leaf covering in copper needles flies forth from the bouquet, crashing into the light, reaching about and falling to the ground. Such exotic weaponry. What are your intentions? What weaponry? Penumbra sees the fan by the collar, lifting them into the air, as his victim is helpless to do anything but shake their head. The crowd beneath the stage recoils, and the concert comes to a close at this turn of events. Investigation revealed that the basket was too large and the fan had simply borrowed the objects, which is a tool for arranging flowers. They were not dangerous individuals at all. This look on his face. Well, that's understandable. It looked at least a little dangerous. Thankfully, you were there to settle matters, and with our good relations, the Oasis did not pay much in the way of reparations. And your injury due to the damaged rigging has now fully healed, so we can move past that as well. But Nanaka's schedule was impacted, and the incident of being belligerent towards a fan took a lot of money and efforts to settle. At the end of the ordeal, the Oasis expended a total of about 500,000 digit coins. Professor, Where would the light in your eyes go? Are you tired from work? I think Professor getting a headache from all this. It feels like the DG coins grow wings and they decided to fly out of my pocket. Am I hallucinating? I can understand the cause and effect here, but there are no organizations or individuals within to a higher number currently. That you look at the door behind you. Penumbra, previously quiet, fell into a deep silence. Let's change the topic. There is another matter I wanted to discuss with you. The administrator of Helios has sent a request for those who can assist in post-warfare rebuilds. They are currently recruiting those to hit to the sector. Uranus sent me a request to go. But his circumstances are unique. It's best to ask him yourself. He's been waiting outside for some time. Let's hear it from him. Okay, Uranus. I don't remember ever having Uranus meet, but we got him like last year or so. Basically, I sent a message, and Uranus soon makes himself known via the operating room door. An old model of doll, covered in garish colors, walks in, his magnetic voice ringing. Hello, Commander. My sincere greetings to you. Basically, I should have told you of my request. Due to the entropic assaults, Helios infrastructure is in ruin, and they are in trying times indeed as they undertake rebuilding operations. I don't remember we had ever fight in Helios sector versus entropics. Helios is an experimental sector of Swarog Heavy Industries. I, Uranus, am of Swarog birth, and I'm familiar with their construction methods and schemes. I wish to aid them in their efforts, Commander. Commander? What do you mean? What? Not even Klukai calls us Commander. Why you call us Commander? Oh, this guys. Aside from that, there's also the matter of swapping out their memory store. Such matters are inconsequential in comparison to assisting Helios. If it can be located, I would be overjoyed, but I would have no regrets if the opposite is true. Memory store? Units within neural modules responsible for storing memories? I recall that your neural cloud is an assemblage of C-doll neural clouds. Are those modules malfunctioning? They only cause minor detriments, Commander. And here, like casually calling us Commander. What do you mean, minor detriments? Let me explain. Uranus' current relatively simple civilian neural cloud can somewhat keep up with everyone, but their resources in demands its operation but intense stress on his neural modules. If we leave it as is, Uranus' body may cease to function properly soon. Elaine has advised me to change my memory store for Swarog Heavy Industries MR1207 to increase neural processing upper limit and reduce the impact of high frequency computations on my neural cloud. I will find time to exchange my memory store in the process of assisting Helios. I would ask you not to worry. So that's what it was. I mulled over it a little, looking at Penumbra still silent. Penumbra, you interested? You mean assisting Helios in rebuilding? Yes, as well as finding a suitable replacement part for Uranus. Penumbra has a wealth of combat experience and also comes from Swarog. If he could accompany Uranus, that would be a most perfect arrangement. If those are Professor's order, I will make every effort. This isn't an order. Not an order? Correct. Please, see it as a part of the progress of finding your meaning in existence. Hope that you can find your very own future in Helios. I understand. Of course, your safety is about all else. If any circumstances arise, contact the Oasis immediately. That is an order. Order received. Thank you, Commander. Penumbra nods somewhat awkwardly, following Uranus, before he had ever taken a dozen steps. He seems to remember something, turning around. Professor? Yes, anything else you would like? Maybe some backing from the Oasis, or... Before I return, I would urge you to be cautious of everyone around you. Do not drink any coffee given you by strangers. The Sanctifiers may be our allies, but we cannot guarantee that their intentions are poor. Be especially aware of that Sanctifier close to you. Eos, I think. I pray that you keep yourself safe before I, Penumbra, returns. Contact me the moment you feel threatened. It's getting late. You two ought to rest and prepare. Shall I prepare one last meal for you before I leave? That won't be necessary. Stage 2. Distant memories. Long, strange, and blank memories. A brief instant of new growth life. Helios Sector. Outer Perimeter. On the way towards the sector, Uranus brings the pale ale he has on his person up to his olfactory sensor close to his face. I don't know if you can listen here, but he's right now listening to music. The rich aroma immediately excites him. His Walk-Guy volume grows louder and louder. Its tunes audible even through the earphones. Penumbra furrows his brow somewhat. Really, we don't have that much. I don't remember any story about Uranus, but he looks like a very funny doll even with his nerf gun. The minor change in behavior draws Uranus' attention, and he soon inquires in his magnetic voice after removing his earphones. Unhappy response detected. Furrowed brows. Did my music disturb you, sir? No, I merely do not understand the meaning of listening to such things. Analyzing colloquial connotation of meaning. Keyword. Acquired. Cause. Purpose. Value. Do you ask of the music and this ale? Yes, and as far as I know, aren't you missing gustatory senses? Correct. I, Uranus, am an early model military doll, and I lack complex sense modules. I can only feel the aroma of liquid through a transducer and interpret the sound of music through vibrations. Does this fragmented information brings you happiness? As you would expect, a transducer can only give me limited experience. But in leisurely day-to-day life, to feel sensation different, that the howls and screams of war and its suffocating smoke is relaxing to my neurocloud in a way. Care to taste a little chocolate pale ale? Uranus catches with the bottle in his hand. I, Uranus, enjoy raspberry cream the most. However, chocolate has its own unique aroma. They say its texture is very querying lexicon. Smooth, yes, that would describe chocolate as smooth. Your senses are different to mine, and you may glean that which makes people happy. So, care for a taste? No need. The things only weaken the mind. I shall have none of it. With one eye closed, he pushes the bottle in Uranus' hand away. He is different from the dolls next to him. He has a complete set of sense system. Be it music or drinks, neither have a spot within his life. I would rather complete this assignment quickly and return to the professor's side. They could be in danger at any moment. They could be... I'm happy that he's there. Like, literally, or others, like, target from everyone. The commander is mightier than you imagine. Please do not worry. Those at the others will take good care of them too. I would hope so. I can only know for sure that my heart is loyal to the professor. I cannot know if others share that sentiment. As assassin must be aware of all factors. Only then is success guaranteed. How did we meet him? After all, to me, the professor is the most important. Inside Helios. The interior of the sector do not appear much different from a war zone in the real world. Countless buildings are reduced to rubble, and silent marks its domain between the sky and earth. Oh, the 3 robots are back! I don't know if it's the same modules. In stark opposition to this dismal atmosphere, a group of small robots proceed with their work of carrying supplies. Mini Robot A, I think that's the same. Hehe, we will be done with this transit assignment soon enough. Let's go have chocolates together afterwards. That's our reward, yeah. Yeah. Penumbra observes the ecstatic robots from afar, hesitant in the moment. Are those new friends over there? The black doll looks dangerous. Really dangerous. Hey, robots. We are from the Oasis, here to assist in rebuilding. Do you know who the person responsible here is? Hey, he is asking us something. So scary. Everyone, have you seen those 2 sector leaders? Oh, what do you mean they are sector leaders? Who is Choco sector leader? Uranus puts up a projection of the dolls, means to receive them. At the sign of this, the robots become energized. It's Choco. And Zion. We are familiar, yes. We can take you there. Together. Because we are done with our new assignments. Yay! The robots form an orderly line, leading the way for Penumbra and Uranus, humming a happy tune. Does simply completing your work create such joy? Of course, once the work is done, we can have chocolates. Chocolates is great, the best. The Helios sector automatons are of rather primitive modules and have exceedingly simple neural cloud that leads them to reward or punish themselves using results as pointers for behavior. After their system determined that their task has been completed, they reward themselves. Chocolates appear to be the most popular type of reward. Here's a star. Uranus recommend the RoboPub chocolate of this sector. You have not had them? These confectionaries are ranked within the top 10 eats of the cloud. I have not tasted them, but I trust it everyone's collective choice. They are delicious. They are the best reward. Heavily recommended. Have you had any such experience, Penumbra? Rewarding yourself, perhaps with a cup of ale, for example? Man, they're like 4 robot boys and I have no idea how to differentiate them. I have no need for such things. Even if I have no methods to reward myself, I will complete my given assignment. Besides, an assassin work is always adjacent to ending someone's life. If it were not for our orders, we would not slaughter of our own accord. Doing my job often means that life leaves this world. I don't think that is anything deserving of satisfaction. We have both experiences war. I feel much the same. According to the records loaded by my maintenance technical, Uranus in the past adhered to discipline like you and had no desire other than battle. Uranus placed a hand on his core, feeling its warm pulse. After integrating new NeuroCloud modules, my world suddenly opens up. Other than the cruelty of bloodshed, there are countless wonders in this world waiting to be discovered. Such as beer and music? Yes, like beer and music. Penumbra shuts his eyes, sighing. The doll in front of him holds such bizarre optimism and enjoyment of life, such is their fundamental difference. Perhaps I am lucky. I am this way in the real world and the commander allows me this way of life in the Oasis as well. The commander would rather not shackle each and every doll with orders. Truly a remarkable figure. The professor. Don't focus on me constantly. Go look at the sunset, listen to some music you like. Doesn't that sound better? Feel the free spirit of nature. Instead of guarding me, I would rather have you find your own happiness and reason to exist. The professor has always been someone worthy of respect, but I. Penumbra remembers his past failures. The explosion in the kitchen, the interruption of the concert, not only causing losses for the Oasis, but also injuring the professor. Without my call of duty, what can I do? Before they proceed much further into the sector, the robots spot 2 familiar silhouettes. They're over there. Choco and Zion. Look there, there. Huh? Is it help from the Oasis? The robots hovering soon alerts them, and they notice the 2 guests from the Oasis. Following the source of the sound, Penumbra spot the other pair of dolls carrying rescue equipment. Uranus pokes his head out from behind him, greeting them in a very natural manner. Well met, Miss Zion, Miss Choco. It's Uranus and Penumbra. We help Uranus and Penumbra find Zion and Choco. there will be chocolates, right? Surely, surely. The robots give Choco their full attention, eyes glittering. Choco rummaged through a pocket, distributing a small handful of chocolates. Make sure to do your work properly once you are done eating. Yay! The little fellows happily rush toward the location of their next assignment, which their chocolates. What strange robots. Yeah, you get used to it. They're actually the maintenance experts here, and they work with incredible efficiency. Right, the professor sent you to help here, right? Choco's chocolatery here in Helios is gone. Finally. Someone to help. Gone? Is it like still from the chapter 3 events? What the overall status of the sector? Residency anthropization 45% industrial district, 58% control center, 20% repair successful. Most important, reactor 1, 3 days not functioning. Reactor's one's purpose, sector energy supply. Unrepaired dangerous. Little robots say that their reactor's controls have been entropized. To stop the expansion of entropization, they had to cut off the reactor entirely. The energy produced by the reactor is no longer enough to maintain Arch pure. If the repairs are not completed in time, and the Arch pure goes off, the whole sector will be in trouble. Replace entropized part cannot function normally. Reactor interior incident. What about the data display in the control center? Control center. Attempt connection. Display failure. Reactor data inaccessible. Worried. Reactor accumulating. Recurrence data critical mass. Internal pressure causing explosion. Explosion? If that happened, we're going to end up in the reset cycle, not again. If we cannot curse the problem, we cannot come up with a plan. We must find the root of the problem. If we can detect the problem from the outside, why not look inside? Connect our own neural clouds and use ourselves as endoscopes for the reactor system. Now, interior situation unclear. Neural connection will follow the reset of reactor data and recur. Will soon surpass neural load limit, and then neural failure follows. That is unnecessary concern. A military door neural cloud load limit is greater than, and simple memory recurrence will not have a significant impact. No, you can't. Choco tried it before, but... Choco, wake up. Choco can't make tasty chocolate, no matter how many times she tries. Choco's heart hurts. After you are connected, all your unpleasant memories get repeated countless times. Time helped Choco cut the connection quickly, but those memories still encircle me like dark clouds. So the worst nightmare of Choco is that her chocolate don't taste good. Choco never want an experience that again, and would never want anyone she knows to be subject to that either. But this is the only solution we have. If their connection is only maintained in a certain time window, their neural pressure would be somewhat reduced. We will need someone in the Control center, monitoring the reactor connection status in real time. The moment the reactor responds to the connection, we cut in. Miss Zion, you are most familiar with the control center. We shall leave the real-time monitoring to you. But everyone... This is the reason we came to the sector, to solve Helios' problem with our own abilities. If this is how it is, Choco will also... Miss Choco. Zion, please focus on your monitoring. If it's something that hurts, Choco want to help anyone else and do it, so everyone will suffer a bit less. Seeing the shared resolve of the others, Zion eventually nods and agrees. With Zion's guidance, the three make their way to Reactor 1. After exploring things of not in operation, Zion swiftly makes haste for the control center to assist in the procedure. Uranus peruses the reactor access circuits, and a hint of disappointment appears in his voice. The situation is even worse than expected. The access points are partially entropized. Only one access point remained usable. It is largely impossible for three individuals to connect at the same time. We need one doll to complete a large amount of system checks within a short time window. Choco has the experience from the last time and understands more about the system than Uranus and Penumbra. Choco will find the reactor problems right away. Do not push your limits. Neural capacity and construction are more reliable than prior experience here. Leave it to me. I will handle it. Before we left, the professor told me of your situation. A simple neural module and arcane sensory system. One of the reasons we are here is to find appropriate replacement for you. If you were to really turn into a piece of scrap, I would not be able to fulfill my duty to the professor. Spouting stinging words, Penumbra walks towards the reactor inlet. To disappoint the professor is the single greatest humiliation. Humiliation. To disappoint the professor is the single greatest humiliation. Penumbra takes the cord in his hand, plugging it into his core without a moment of hesitation. The reactor's data pounds away at the mind, and Penumbra's consciousness gradually scatters. From Penumbra opting to conduct the checks himself is no act of braggadocio. He has few memories to speak of at all. What little thus is so to be cycled are only bits and pieces relevant to assassination techniques. In the moment, Penumbra is grateful for the missing hole that is his past. He was a test doll for optical camouflage, ordered to carry out assassination for the highest degree of secrecy. That means his memories were wiped after each mission was completed. He had completed his mission this time too, no? Why would he have no memories otherwise? Why did he appear in the null area? Why were his neural modules damaged? Why then did he lie underneath those ruins, taking it his last few grasps of air? I will die? This is probably the moment when Professor found him. Humanity caused the end, death. I have heard it countless times from the mouth of others, but this will be the first time I feel it for myself. As consciousness dissolves and sight dims. The core weakly trembles. 1, 2. Reminisce of some. Why? Why must my last sign be a null area? How dull. The hurried yet thin sound of footsteps rings out. Enemies or... Simo! Your signal detected. Professor, over there. His status is currently uncertain, and there might be danger. Please, keep some distance. Don't worry, that won't be necessary. His eyes are not completely dim yet. The core can still be saved with a timely operation injection. Can you hear me? Professor, his neural cloud all frazzled. Please be careful. Can you hear me? I am Project Neural Cloud's professor. Here to fetch you. Because of some strange signal interference, we could not track your steps. Well, he's pretty much stealthy. Now that we found you, we will do everything we can to get you back. Back to the oasis. His core surrounded by warm energies. Penumbra feels something surging inwards via his chest. His sign becomes clear once more with an eventual flash, and he sees the face in front of him clearly. Who is Professor? Why such an anxious expression? To think that someone still cares for me? I had given up on myself. How preposterous. Professor, if I get the chance, I would like to see this oasis you speak of with you. Professor. His body bears no wounds, yet that numb sensation hits all the same. Penumbra slowly opens his eyes. He had just relieved his memories, all within the undamaged body of his. What a tiresome thing, barely functioning by itself and replace my memories to ridicule me. How droll. My memories in their totality consists of perhaps but a few days. I struggle to think of many ways to replace those. Penumbra feels a searing wave from his core. As few memories as he has, continuously cycling them, still runs the risk of burning up the core. I have got to find the source of the problem as soon as possible, or I will be stuck here forever. A debilitating wave of dizziness comes from it. The world seems to twist upside down, and time rewinds to a few days ago. Penumbra's base level settings are very strange. Because of the need for secretive operation, relevant memories are wiped after each time a mission is carried out. We cannot modify the base layer logic set by humans. The best we can do is introduce an interruptive program created by Helios and limit the circumstances under which the program that deletes memories runs. If you place intense neural stress on him, he will need incredible willpower to help the interruption program push through, and may have to endure pain the vast majority of those would crumble under. Are you sure, Professor? Such things must be decided by him. The professor turns around and looks intently at Penumbra, resting on a hospital bed. Penumbra feels his own body weighed down on him like 1,000 tons. Back then, how did I answer the professor? I said, I have people and things that I want to remember. that I would not forget at any cost. If that is your wish, I will do everything in my power to help you. Applying a patch is the most common way to repair a program, but it creates unnecessary complications sometimes. The Oasis has the finest healer and physicians you can find. If you cannot bear it, speak to them. They will help ease the discomfort. Next was the endless cycle of adjustment and adaptation. Not unlike those old wounds on his body, the interruptive program brought him no small amount of pain. But Penumbra remains grateful for those memories he has preserved after arriving at the Oasis. This portion of memories is different from those he had in the past and contain no orders, no killings. Damn it, got caught up in a replay again. Crap, just where is the error here? Must find the problem in those brief moments of clarity. His core shakes vigorously once more, and a fierce wave of heat expands toward his limbs. I have to find it. I must find it. A piece of data claims dominion of a piece of Penumbra's mind, and he soon finds himself back in a familiar afternoon. The Oasis operating room. Penumbra? I can feel you nearby even if you don't make a sound. I would not feel like someone was watching me otherwise. Why the silent treatment? You have not said a single word today. I failed to complete mission you gave me, Professor. I'm ashamed. When it's something you have never done before, there initially must be a learning process. No need to feel that way. You hauled me back from the battlefield, and you granted me new memories. As human would say, someone's life is the entirety of their memories. Perhaps the previous Penumbra has already died, back in the new area. Yet I have no way to repay you. Every mission you have assigned, I have fallen short. I have warned and reprimanded myself, yet I still failure, once again like before. Penumbra in this state would lose all value and existence yet again. It's alright, even if you messed up. Your existence has meaning in and of itself, and does not fade simply because you fail. Fixating on the professor's smiling face, the desire to stop time here once and for all springs to mind. If someone was faced with his failure time to time again, even if it was the professor, their patience would surely run thin, and they would show disappointment. So if I just remain here and repeat those memories, I will never have to escape and face that inevitable end. But if I stay here, I will never repaint the reactor, and I will never be able to find a new memory store for Uranus. And I would never get to see the real professor again. No doubts, the professor would be very disappointed in me. Something gleamed in Penumbra's blood-red eyes. He draws his blade in a flash, swinging downwards for his waist. This almost suicidal act stops the images before his eyes in their tracks, but no expected pain comes from his abdomen. Disappointing the professor is something I shall never permit myself to do. That slash cut through the endlessly replaying memories. The scenery around him gradually fades. Penumbra finds himself drifting amidst a vast neurocloud, surrounded by nothingness, yet encircled by countless data streams. Penumbra catches sight of the root causes of the memory replaying, a string of patch code growing with light. The piece of code that forcibly ran the reactor shutdown's command after the entropics invaded it. He has seen similar code structures in the adaptation program of the medical department. The object communication was akin to the current state of his neural cloud. Those memories. Applying a patch is the most common way to repair a problem, but it creates unnecessary complications sometimes. Was this within your expectation too, Professor? A professor saving the day even if he's not there, we already have it. The group gathered around the reactor watched over the slumbering Penumbra, the weight of their circumstances hanging heavy over their heads. In the video feed, Sion intently watches the control center's countless screens. Her long furrowed brow finally relaxed. He did it! Reactor connected with data center. Reactor error identified. Yay, thanks goodness! But, Mr. Penumbra. I'm alright. Penumbra opens his eyes, struggling to his feet and sweating the dirt of his robes. He decisively disconnects the cord, and the disconnection sends a tremor through his body as clarity returns to his musky eyes. Your core just exceeded intense abnormalities. This reactor is a piece of work. I only have so many memories after arriving at the Oasis, but running through them again and again is no small bit of stress. Thankfully I made it before it became too much to bear. Good work, data center, connected with reactor. Diagnosed the error. Leave the repairs to the robots. Yeah. Did you also relieve some unpleasant things in the memory replay, Penumbra? Not quite. Thinking back to his experiences inside the reactor system, Penumbra smiles faintly. Other than the nothingness of the battlefield, my memories only hold the joy I have experienced at the Oasis. I think with that we end the first part of the Penumbra story. We did it feels like the ending already, but we are still only like half through it. I think it will be a two-part story, and there's something about the Uranus replacement parts. That's what we are missing here to do, and well, also return to Oasis. I think it was really funny at the start with his clumsiness about the microwaves. I kind of expected this to be a more funny event, but we got a little bit serious at the end. So thank you for watching and listening. I wish you a good day, night, afternoon, and see you in the part 2 of Penumbra story event.